G'day, how's it going? I'm doing okay, and I hope you're doing better than me.
Jay, you know how much I care for you, but is there anyone out there who's not doing better than you?
I guess you've got a point there, Boleslav. By the way, you're hanging around here a lot lately, aren't you? Haven't you got anything else to do?
Do you want me to leave?
Well, that's one way of putting it, I suppose, Boleslav.
Your wish is my command, Jay.
Oh well, let's get on with this video. We're going to be seeing some cool opening traps in the Caro-Kann defense, so let's see them. e4, c6, and here white normally goes d4. In the main line today, we're going to be seeing knight f3, but in this other game that I want to show you, white chose d4. d5, knight c3, pawn takes, and here black's got different moves. He can go bishop f5, knight d7, or knight to f6. Those are the three main lines. Now, in this game, black chose knight to f6, and the best move for white in this position is to take on f6. But here, white chose knight to g3 instead, which is not a very good move. Here, black gets some initiative now by going h5, threatening h4. The problem for white is that if he plays h4, then that square on g4 becomes weak, and if at any point black puts his bishop or even his knight on that square, it's going to be kind of difficult to remove it from that square, because a move like f3 would create too many weaknesses. So in this position, white chose bishop to g5, but I think this move is even worse, because black now gets h4, and now the knight should retreat to e2, but instead of that, he chose to take on f6, which is a pretty bad move. Black takes on h3, and there are two threats now. Black threatens to take on f2, forcing the king to move into the middle of the board, or close to it anyway. Or black's also threatening to take on h2. So white went bishop to e5, and now he's thinking after rook takes, pawn takes, he can take back with the bishop, and his position looks all right. It is true that black could take on f2, as I mentioned earlier, and then white's king becomes exposed. I'm pretty sure that position is better for black, but at this point, black wanted more, and he actually took on h2. And now after rook takes h2, black's got queen to a5 check. And the whole point behind this move is that now after c3, black takes on e5, pawn takes, and then pawn takes, and suddenly there's no way to prevent black from getting another queen. And if you add up the pieces, it turns out that white's a whole piece down after that. So let's go back a little bit. Now, what if I told you that I've actually refuted this whole idea? White's got a much better move. He can actually play queen d2. And watch what happens now. After queen takes, pawn takes, pawn takes, it still looks as though black's got a winning position here, because he's going to get another queen. But we're going to castle queenside now, and now look at this rook and queen with threatening checkmate. This is actually a new move that I created, this queen d2 that I invented, that I came up with. It refutes this whole variation, and now the only way to stop queen to d8 is by black going bishop d7 or knight d7. Let's try knight d7. Bishop d7 would be met by e6 also. Watch this, e6, with threatening to take on d7, bishop takes, and then queen takes with a quick checkmate. So he's forced to take, and then we simply develop our bishop with threatening this, and then moving out knight, and then this pawn is going nowhere. If he takes out knight, then we simply take back, and we're winning because he no longer has a queen. So the only move here is to get a queen, and then we're simply going to continue our development. Knight here, threatening to take the queen, and he can take on g2, but here we go, knight to g5. And there are too many threats here. The first one is bishop to g6 check, And then when the king goes to d8, we take on e6 and it's checkmate. For example, if the queen goes back to d5 here, we go bishop check, king here, and now we don't have to do anything special. We just trade queens. Doesn't matter what he takes back with, either pawn, knight e6 is going to be checkmate. Isn't that cool? However, he can also bring his queen to g4 instead. The queen is coming from g2. Instead of going to d5, we're going to move to g4 and defend this pawn. But here we can actually play bishop check, king here, attack his queen again. He's going to go somewhere to defend this pawn on e6. So he's going to bring his queen to d5. And now we're going to go queen check. He cannot block with the knight because that knight is pinned. He's going to go here, and I'm not sure if we have moves like queen to b4 here, so that if the queen takes, we have a knight there. But a very simple refutation is simply queen here. And there's no, with this move, we're threatening to take on e6, which is unstoppable. And we're also preventing the king from running away to c7. This is a completely winning position.
Jay, you know how much you mean to me, but you've missed a simple refutation to queen d2. Black can simply take on f2. Watch.
Boleslav, I hate you. Okay, let's see the game that I wanted to show you in the first place. Knight f3, d5, knight here, pawn takes, knight takes, and this resembles the main line, like maybe black can play knight to f6 here, maybe he can go bishop f5. I think the best move is probably knight f6 in this position, and now after knight takes, g takes, we transpose into one of the main lines. In this position, d4 is back to the main line. White can also try g3. And I think I've said this many times before. This is chess.clinic. We only bring you quality stuff. So I'm not going to show you simple traps like this one. And now if the bishop goes to g2, queen c7, and now white plays a silly move like b3, black can take on f3. I mean, come on. This is rubbish. I'm not gonna spend any time on this. I only show you quality stuff in this channel. Here, black simply takes here, and then he goes queen e5, check. Come on, you should only expect quality games here. Okay, let's go back to the real game. So black played bishop f5 here, which is not a very good move because this does not transpose into the main line. White now goes knight to g3, and in this position black should probably go bishop g4 and waste the tempo with his bishop. But instead of that, he plays bishop here, which is even worse because now after h4, threatening h5, black's going to go h6. If he plays h5, then white can go knight here, and we're threatening to take here. And look at that pawn. That pawn is going to be in trouble. So here, black goes h6, but then we put on knight in, knight here, bishop h7, and now look at this move. I really like this move. Queen to h5, threatening checkmate in one. He can't go queen d5 because then we go bishop c4. And this is totally winning. So he's going to go g6. Look at this bishop. He's been buried alive. And now after queen to f3, if he goes knight to f6, then we've got this cool maneuver with the queen, and suddenly black's losing material. For example, if queen d5, we can just take on b7, queen check, bishop e2, and we're threatening not only the rook, but also checkmate on c8, totally winning. Now, after queen to f3, it is true that black can go f6, which is a move that no book ever mentions. But watch this. We go bishop c4, sacrificing the piece, check, king here, another check. He cannot come to c7 because of queen takes e5. He's going to go back to e8. And then we play this Kannian idea, this beautiful kind of waiting move. Knight here, double exclamation mark. Black can do nothing against this. He can barely move. Like if he moves his queen somewhere now, like here or here, then white simply goes queen check and picks up the bishop with check, completely winning. So the only move is probably this one. And then we go rook to h3, exclamation mark. Black's completely lost. There's nothing he can do. We've got threats such as rook to d3, and if the queen moves, queen f7 is checkmate. We could even go rook to f3, threatening rook takes f8, followed by queen to f7. This position is completely winning. And yeah, that's the Caro-Kann defense. I mean, the Caro-Kann is a pretty good defense. It's just that a few of these traps didn't work for black this time. See you next time.
See the subscribe button, hug it, show it some love, but above all, click it. And don't forget to visit our website, chess.clinic.